Hello YouTube and TikTok, this is Snake Eye Productions. I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks on Palworld. Now let's get right into it. The first one will be defend your base. I recommend if you find a base location you like, you put walls around it, and you make a stone perimeter or wood or whatever you can. I recommend stone, like grind levels and get the stone as quickly as you can, because wood can get set on fire. So that kind of stinks when that happens, because I've had it where I built a huge wooden wall and it all was caught on fire and got destroyed in one day. You want to build a wall so when you get raided, you won't lose everything, all your pals won't die, and you'll have a less stressful time, I would say. And that's my first tip. For tip number 2, I recommend you build a base near somewhere that has a lot of metal. I built one near the Desolate Church. Because for this tip, you're going to need to go out in the middle of the desert and tame some Digtoise. Digtoise is a great pal to have because they mine for you, and they're also a 3 pickaxe mining efficiency. The only problem is when they're inside your base, they only do 1 damage, where when you take them out, they do more damage. So it's kind of, you would want to have a Digtoise in your party too. But you could also have them for mining, and I do that where I'll go AFK for a while and have all my Digtoise go mine, and then I'll collect the resources and put it in this huge metal container I built. Now I'm going to show you where you can find Digtoise. These are where the deserts are. This is where their habitats are. One right there, and then another one right up here. Now they are a little higher levels, so it's gonna be a little difficult if you're a beginner. But when you get a little farther in the game, it gets easier to get them. Now my third tip is to use the Pallet Deck. The Pallet Deck is a really useful resource because it has a thing that I don't think a lot of people use. It's the habitat feature, where it tells you where that certain pallet is when you caught it. So when you look at this one I caught and I press 3, all that orange is where he could spawn. And that one could spawn, and that one could spawn. So it's a built-in feature to show you where every pal is located, so you can tame them and get them. So it makes it a lot easier for you. So I don't think a lot of people know this, so this is one of the tips I wanted to point out. Now this other tip is, well, the game already tells you this one. It is to catch as many pals as you can, because the more pals you catch, you get a bonus. So once you catch 10 pals, you get a XP bonus. So there's no harm in catching a whole bunch of pals, because also you're going to need them for farming and for increasing your pals in the future and breeding. So you might as well catch as many as you can when you see them. And pal spears aren't hard to get, because another way of getting pal spears is using a Vixie in a ranch. But I feel like everyone knows that currently, because that was like one of the biggest things on TikTok for tips, was you have a Vixie in your ranch and you get infinite pal spears. So that is a easy way of farming pal spears too. My next tip is, whenever you see a chest, loot it. Whenever you loot a chest, you can get a schematic, food, and gold. The food and gold are okay, but the schematic's where it's at, because some schematics are really good, and they have increased weapon damage. So I recommend holding on to the schematics. And how to use schematics is, you put the schematic in inventory, and you'll be able to use it. It will tell you what station you use it at, and then you build your item. Another tip is, look at your pals' stats. Some pals have mining foreman and lumber foreman. If they have mining and lumber foreman, that means whenever they're in your party and they're out, you will have an increased mining efficiency and lumber efficiency. So, for this one, my blue wolf has lumber and mining foreman. So, whenever I go mining, it helps me out, and it makes it a lot easier for me to go mining. So I recommend you look into those stats when you either breed or when you're trying to farm for metal. Another tip is, whenever you have a chest, organize it and let's organize all your items, because you can have all your stone in one chest and only have stone in that chest. There is no limit for how much stone is in a stack, so you could practically have only like 5 chests in your one base. So I recommend you sort your chests and organize. That's what I did in the beginning, and I recommend a lot of people do that. It takes some time, yeah, but it is better in the long run. I highly recommend you do that. Alright, and this is going to be one of my final tips. This tip is, keep your stations and everything spaced out a little bit more. Because I learned, like, if you keep everything stuck together and congested, a lot of your pals will get stuck on each other and they will either starve to death or they'll just glitch out and not do what they're supposed to do. So I always like to have like a good spacing around and also have like open areas for my pals to go through and out. And this is a really good idea, I think. I think everyone else should do this. It saves you so much headaches. So that's going to be the rest of this video. That's going to be all this video, actually. So I hope y'all like it, and like and subscribe, and thank you. Bye.